Now, today we'll talk about the form of library catalog. Right, this is a very important. It looks like a very slight one, postcard kind of thing, written something on the on that particular card, and what exactly why it has came like a small postcard size, and mm, what are the lines and how what is the evolution process of forms of catalog, because it is not looks like as it is looks like today. It was different, and it has came through lot of changes, right? So we'll see the different form of cataloging. Now, as far as physical form of catalog, uh, there is two basic division. One is conventional form, non-conventional form. In conventional form, you will see the register or printed or book catalog kind of thing. Then it's come as a card catalog. Then shape catalog. In non-conventional form, visible index, microform catalog. Here, the outer or physical form is related to external shape and size, appearance of a catalog. So it's talk all about the outer and physical format and features of a catalog card. The physical form includes these four: bound register, printed book form, shape or loose leaf form, and card form. Majority library using this kind of catalog. Here, specifically, if we go for the conventional form, it bound register, ledger form, printed book form, loose leaf form of shape form, card form, and non-conventional visible index form, microform catalog, and machine readable catalog. Bound register, I will tell you, this is nothing. It's a kind of bound register where you have written the title of the books, author of the books, and you have arranged it alphabetically. Then it's basically a bound register or ledger form of catalog. Its advantage is it is very portable. You can carry forward here and there. Due to its portable size, it's easy to handle, right? And you can refer it, you can read it very quickly. Several entries can be seen at a one time. The printed catalog of big libraries can be used as a reference books or book selection tools. Yes, it has happened many times in a bigger library, like if you see the college, Trinity College Library, Berkeley Library, you can refer as a book selection tools on that. Then it occupies less space. If multiple copies of a catalog are there, several readers can refer at any time, in the same time. But disadvantages is too expensive to produce and laborious to process to compile it. It's very difficult to compile. One by one, it takes a lot of time. And once you leave it, it's become outdated. And durability is concerned because it's normal leaf pages, so it is not so much of liberates. Then you cannot do a cooperative cataloging process. You cannot do because it is portable, but it doesn't have any standard to do that. No facility of guiding possible in this form. There is no standard basically. That's why it has no guidance. The most familiar and popular form of the catalog card is the card catalog form. It is the size 12.5 and 7.5 cm. It's kept in the tray or drawer of catalog cabinet. The cabinet containing card is kept on a stand, a rod passed through it hole. You will see there are cards arranged on that, and there is a iron rod passed through the hole, and it looks like that. This is here you can see it's a hole is there. It is alphabetically or in a subject wise or classified classification number wise. It has been arranged. Sometimes it's arranged. The title of the surname of the author, the title of the books, or the subject heading of the books, and it's very handy kind of thing, and it's kept in a wooden box. The advantages of that, it's very easy to handle and can easily be guided. Its entries are prepared on the card. It's easier to consult and handle, and it's durable also. It's little thicker than the normal sheet. And being a single unit card can be arranged any desired order. Cooperative cataloging is also possible because once you prepare one catalog card, it has a standard. So the same standard can be followed, and that you can mark on that. And present neat appearance. The most important aspect is it's very clean and clear. What are the design? Occupy much space, of course. It occupies. It's require a lot of things. You need to proper place to consult. You have to take one tray, another tray right that way. Not portable at all. You cannot carry the whole tray to the other because it's a very heavy. Card cabinet are very expensive, and sometimes some user may tear out or can do anything bad with that because it's put in a different places. It's a little away from the normal book stack, so there could be no library people. So it is not normally happen. It has happened with some people, but it could be happening. Now, shape catalog. It's catalog form. It's a loose slip kind. It's a slip or card fastened in a binder that permit the insertion or new material. Slip are usually of 6 inches into 4 inches size, not at the left hand side. The first use was made by the University Library of Leiden, Holland, in 1876. It was improved by Madame Ricky in 1891. J.D. Brown invented in 1892 adjustable shape catalog. The modern form was invented by Arthur Lambert. It provides self-locking wicket. It is usually used in the public libraries of the UK in the form of some difficulties of books or printed catalog are removed. Here is a safe form catalog. It is here. Oh, sorry. Now, what are the advantages of that? It's combined the advantages of books and card from facility to insertion and removal of the entries is provided in this form. More than one entry can be prepared on a slip. To prepare entries on a slip or paper, it is easier to cheaper to produce. Occupies less space than card catalog. Easier to handle. Can remove from their stand. There are many disadvantages also. If one book is entered on one slip, it is wastage of stationery. If 2 or 3 books are entered, it is the overcrowd, the needed retyping. Carbon copies are not so pleasant as that of original. Slip or paper are less durable as compared to card. Through facilities of insertion, the withdrawal, but not so easy as in the card form. Cooperative cataloging is not possible. Guiding is not satisfactory. It can only be consulted with the premises of the library. So it cannot take out. Now, in case of non-conventional form, these were the very conventional, these are the non-conventional form catalog. Here you can see, as a result of the rapid development of computer communication technology, basically it was not digital all the way. It has came in a different segment. It has came first analog, then it's transformed into digital. Nowadays, a newer form of the catalog known as non-conventional or modern form is replacing conventional form of library catalog. These form are visible index form, microform catalog, and machine readable catalog. It's called MARC. Here you can say visible index. Visible index catalog consists of strip mounted on a frame or card, held flat, hinged with the edge of each card, protecting so as to make the heading visible. You can see here, this is a non-conventional visible index. Here you can see this form catalog is extensively used in the libraries attached to the business and industrial houses. Visible index card consists of strip mounted on the frame of the card, held flat, hinged with the edge of each card, producing so as to make the heading visible. The card are usually of size 12.5 inches. So the card are arranged so nicely that upper portion of the card, you can see what has written on that. In each tray of the cabinet, a good number of cards can be housed. Here you can see there lots of cards can be arranged all together in a one rack. When a tray is pulled out, only the edge of the card are visible through which the heading of entries alone can be seen. This type of conventional catalog is used in the selected Indian libraries of maintaining record pertaining to current periodicals. Then microform catalogs. In this form of catalog, entries are reduced, printed upon the film and printed upon a film or features. Its limitations are that they cannot be used in naked eyes, but only required to microform reader for magnifying the image of the film or features. Now here, this is a kind of film. You have to put in a one devices, otherwise you cannot see. So all the document can be printed on that particular film. If you look at the film, this is a kind of film. Here, in one film, you can have lots of catalog are there. If you want to see all this catalog, you require to have this kind of machines-oriented devices, which give you, allow you to read what is written in that catalog card in the film. Otherwise, it is impossible. So, what are the advantages? You can keep it has lot of space, so you can keep lot of catalog at one place, and it looks like expensive, but it is not so, because it doesn't take a lot of space, but you need to have a kind of hardware device. To the disadvantages is that you cannot use without any computer or kind of devices, right? And it cannot be reached to every library because it is expensive than the normal manual cards. And come to the machine-readable catalog cards. The latest trend in the library is to use computerized catalog. This is the era of computerized catalog card. No more people are using the conventional kind of microform, microfiche, the card catalog even in the process of just going to be eliminated market, because it doesn't require no more. We can follow the different rules and regulation on the entries, but it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time for printing, lot of time for maintaining, and the most important aspect is if it is growing, then you require another space for keeping all the catalog card together, and that space can be used for your digital library. That's the challenges, and this is looks like. So every catalog card, if you think about the mark recorder, mark catalog, you need to have a kind of identification number or tag number for each entries, right? It is not like that you are writing author. So besides author, you have to put the tag number of the author, then you have to write the author name. So this is the way things are working. Here you can see the mark is a machine readable catalog card, definitely, but it has came through different deviations, and within that period of time, if you look backward, you will see the first time we have used, even we worked on a CCF, Common Communication Format. That time UNESCO has created some kind of standard for data exchange, and we used to carry forward the Common Communication Format. Later on, we have shifted to the mark, then mark again shifted to the Unimark, US mark. Now, today's date, we are working on Mark 21. So these Mark 21 these are the things, is nothing. It's a standard for how we are going to record your book entry for the cataloging purpose. And the way, suppose you are using MARC format, the same, if your library is MARC format oriented and we wanted to import some kind of data, so you can immediately connect with your library, a database, and the data will come up. Right? The advantages is the machine readable catalog perform all the functions of the library catalog with a greater efficiency and speed than any other form. We shall spell out these advantages. A computer readable catalog can be kept up to date with a speed and high efficiency. You can search for any bibliographical elements such as author, subject, publisher, price. Is user-friendly, can easily be multiplied, and at a one time, many people can see all together. The advantages is, one, you need to be a little richer because you need to have one computer. You need to have a connectivity networking system, and you require a manpower. So you can understand. Then if you go for the comparative study of the physical form of the catalog, you will see here the ground book, guard book. Yes, it is possible, easy to use. And here if you can card is database. This easy to keep up to date, no. Easy to produce, no. Bulky, yes. Easy to guide, fairly easy. These are the comparative study of the physical form of the catalog. Here you can see shape, microform. Here see yes, yes, no, unless multiple entries of the page which make updating difficult. No, not usual, but it is possible. Yes, no, binding mechanism is there. So microform, microchip, they have their comparison. It is in your book, so you can go with that. Now here, that was the physical form of the catalog, and here you can see different kind of physical form of catalog and how they are differentiate from each other. Now we'll go with the inner form of catalog. Here you can see there are basic three types. It's alphabetical catalog, classified catalog, alphabetical class catalog. In alphabetical catalog, you can see author catalog, title catalog, name catalog, subject catalog, and dictionary catalog. In author catalog, the catalog card are arranged on the basis of the name of the author, and in the name of the author, the surname is taking first because the recall value of the surname is much bigger than the name which we possess. Right? Suppose my name is Prajesh Roy. There are two terminology, Prajesh and Roy. If you see Shailendra Kumar, Shailendra is name, Kumar is more renowned, and it has its more recall value than Shailendra. As here you can see Prajesh and Roy. Roy has more recall because people knows Roy rather than Prajesh. Sometimes people call me Brojesh, where they do not know Prajesh. So in author catalog, always the card being arranged on the alphabetical order on the basis of the name of the author. But the advantages are it brings together the title of the books and the same author. Here, suppose I have written on book, one book, 4 books. So when Roy Prajesh is there, my 4 books will come on that particular direction. Suppose an author, Kumar Shailendra, has written 10 books, and it has his 10 books will taken into account with the one card. So once you reach the card of Dr. Shailendra Kumar, so you can find how many books he has written. So it's a kind of author catalog. You can identify the number of books being written by one author. It helps you to obtain a glance of book. It is already there. It ensures that there will be no scattering of work and some author through the catalog. These are the advantages of that. What are the disadvantages of that? This is important. Approaches of reader under subject collaboration, distinctive titles, etc., cannot be satisfied. Yes, sometimes people are, suppose Dr. Shailendra Kumar. Shailendra Kumar is a name, but at the same time, he's a man of automation. People knows him because he has done lot of works on library automation. So if somebody wanted to search through library automations or digital library or any other research, online database research, which he pauses, he can. Probably it's very difficult to reach to him with a subject approach. However, it required the reader must have know the exact name of the authors of the title. It's of course, sometimes it has happened, but sometimes you forgot the name of the author, but you know the work. Suppose probably you could understand better than sometimes Gitanjali is more popular than the Rabindranath Tagore, but it's not true. But it could be happen. God of Small Thing can be more popular than Arundhati Roy. In name catalog is a variation of the extension of an author catalog. It contains entire entries for work of one author and also for the book written on him. So all entries are arranged alphabetically by the name of the author. In other words, the name catalog is compound for the mixed type of catalog which combines the author and the subject entries into one alphabetical sequence. This type of catalog, autobiography or biography, other critical study, memories and diaries of an author are arranged along with the original work. This author entries includes this. There are many things. Suppose in author, it has not written over here. In author entries, probably you will see this is fulfill. This kind of catalog is normally fulfilled in the case of literature or the politicians who has his biography, or kind of physicist who has lots of experience and research work, and it has its biography and autobiography too. Now, what are the advantages of this? It is useful and valuable for the collection of books of an author and a book on him, by him or on him. Subject entries are limited to personal and corporate name only. There is no title entry in this form of catalog, so also under collaboration and series. So that's the advantages of that. And there are disadvantages, but in author, the name catalog, these are the advantages of that. Then title catalog. In title catalog, the title of the document occupied the leading section. Means if you have a books on a one title, suppose it is basically the document title of the books are arranged sequentially in alphabetical order. That's the title catalog. But title catalog, this exact title can be answered the help of the title catalog. However, it is noticed that many of the readers do not spell out the title exactly the way it appears. It's happened with us in the Google search. Majority time you search, you input the data into differently, right? But Google is so smart, it's tell you, would you like to search this one? But when it's coming to the manual, so it is very difficult to do such kind of thing. So still, it meet the user approach on title of the document. Now, what are the advantages? Satisfied the approach of the reader, especially in case of classical language and for fiction, drama, poetry, and for the class literature. What are the disadvantages? It cannot alone satisfy all approaches of the reader except their title approach. That's the bad part of that. It cannot, it not relate with the subject or the publishers and other approaches. Or sometimes ISBN number or the author of the books. Now here is the alphabetical subject catalog. Alphabetical subject catalog. It is a list of books in a collection, each entered under the name of the specific subject as a heading. The entire being arranged alphabetically. Several books on the same subject will be brought together in the catalog. When there is more than one book on one subject, the author of the book is taken to determine the alphabetical order. If the author name is common for several books, then the title of the book is taken into the account for arrangement of the entries. The sample examples of that, here you can see, suppose a book written on economics. So all the author or a different title on the economics, which is related to the subject of economics, can be clubbed together and create a one sequence of catalog. That's basically the things. So here you can see organic chemistry, organic. Here you can see Bahal BS, textbook of chemistry also taken over here. Here you can see the documentation Mukherjee AK, fundamental of special librarianship and documentation, also by KK. It has kept on that. So this is the alphabetical subject catalog. What are the advantages of that? With the help of this catalog, the specific subject approach of a reader is satisfied. What are the disadvantages? The related subjects are scattered throughout the catalog, weighing their alphabetical arrangement. That is money and banking, electricity and magnetism, astronomy and planet. These are the disadvantages. Biochemistry, which is difficult, right? Biotechnology, they cannot able to understand where we should keep fast, or the technology or the chemistry or the biology. So that's the crisis. Mathematics for physics, where we keep the books, the physics or in the mathematics. So that's the more challenges in that catalog form. The standard list of subject heading failed to cope with the ever emergence of new subject, and the few editions have to be brought out regularly. Otherwise, the cataloger is unable to assign exact subject heading for newly published book. It is true. Now coming to the dictionary catalog, is there any problem with that? Everybody, you got to understand? Is that I am all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, is there any problem? Everything is okay? Everything is okay? मतलब
Yes,
आप
sir.
लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है?
हाँ जी सर.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now coming to the dictionary catalog, it is a catalog in which all entries, author, title, subject, series, etc., and their related reference are arranged together in one alphabetical reference. So you can understand the dictionary catalog, author, title, subject, series, etc. The related references are arranged together in one alphabetical reference. It resembles arrangement of the entries in a dictionary where the words are strictly arranged alphabetically. The various entries of the catalog are arranged just like a dictionary. And that is why it is called dictionary catalog. Suppose you have a books on economics, whatever the title coming on economics, whatever the subject coming on economics, all will be arranged, whatsoever the author is. Or suppose E on economics, E, there you can see the economics and Edward Roger Edward or Edward Roger kind of thing, whosoever the author is, that also be alphabetically arranged. So in dictionary catalog, whatever the things is that it is being, it will be arranged in an alphabetical order, right? So whatever the terminology will come, it will be arranged accordingly. What are the advantages? The most popular form of catalog is in public school and college library, and even the university library. It's popular due to this arrangement. It's so easy, so flexible. Anybody can understand. So anybody can come to the library. They from the childhood, they know the approach in finding information from the dictionary. They will reach and they will see one by one. The user need to be aware of the class number referred to this catalog. If they can understand also. With the help of cross-reference and general reference, reader are guided from one heading to the other headings. So these are the things. Then direct approach of any specific subject can be satisfied easily. That is, reader want a book on cricket, so they can directly go to the cricket. So because it will be arranged on the basis of cricket. Now, what are the disadvantages? For the reader who need information on a subject, that all its ramifications, the dictionary catalog is most difficult to use. It is slower, yielding information, and less satisfactory in the result than the classified form. If you go little, not mechanically, if you follow some intellectual or kind of rules with the dictionary catalog, it's not going to satisfy me. in a complex arrangement, it is not work sufficiently. That's why throughout the world, people are not using at all. And because of the MARC and the machine readable catalog and the digital environment, the whole catalog has gone abolished, because here you can index in different way. Now here, another thing, extensive use of the cross-reference is the key creating confusion. It is tedious and time-consuming. Dictionary catalogs suffer from all consequences of the excessive dependence of the verbalizations. Replacing the old subject terms by new subject terms is a tedious and time-consuming process. It's a very difficult. Suppose it was previously it was cancer. Now you are asking it as a carcinoma. So everywhere you need to change that terminology. Somewhere you have written corona, somewhere you have written COVID-19. So you need to create a lot of cross-reference entries, because you have to tell people that this means that, this means that. Somewhere you have written Premchand, and sometimes some places you have written what the nickname of the when you are making people aware that this is Premchand and this is Dhanpat Rai, both people are same, so you have to create cross-reference entries for that. Classified catalog is concerned. In classified catalog, provides access of information by subject. It is difficult form an alphabetical catalog. In that, the arrangement is by class number. It brings in an artificiality, as the user is expected to be aware of the scheme of classification. So in classified catalog, the most, if you allow people to go through the colon classification, majority people will be confused with that, but they will do. So the same thing happened with the classified catalog. If you ask the people, if we're coming to the library, the user, if you ask about, okay, go to the 500, 300, 576, so they'll be a little confused. If you go there, if you tell them, go to that rack, upstairs, third rack, they'll be happy, they can reach out. The most difficult part of the classification, why classification is restricted to the librarianship only, why it does not goes to the common people, because of its complexity. That's the measure. Here, the same thing happened with the catalog also. To help the user, a classified catalog is in two parts. The other part is being alphabetical in nature, guided, and navigating through the classified part, and reaching to the desired information. Sometimes standard terminology, here you can see that there are two parts in classified catalog: classified part, main entry, and the alphabetical part, author, title, subject, indexes. So here you can understand, when you are talking about the main part, classified part, here you are arranging things in a subject wise and through cross-reference entries. But when it is come to the alphabetical part is concerned, here you can see the author index, you are arranging through the alphabetical order. Subject index, again, you are arranging through the alphabetical order. So that's the complexity. Then classified part, it is the arrangement of the entries document by class number with the given synthetic. Here, what is happening in classified order, you have to follow the classification number, their terminology, their division, their arrangement. And here, while displaying the entries classified catalog here, merely giving the class number would not be very helpful to user to the catalog. The class number are not intelligible to person who have no knowledge of classification scheme chosen for the library. Therefore, while displaying the class number in a guide card or entries under the then, it is absolutely necessary to give their verbal equivalent of the divisions of the class number. So they required artificial natural language, then artificial number. It's confusing. In the alphabetical part, you are using the same alphabetical order, one by one, series, collaborator, whosoever is the responsible for that book, it will come right that way. It can fulfill the function of dictionary catalog, collect the work of an author together, bringing all the different edition of the title, cross-reference subject, etc., with the classical part of bringing all the related subject together, and the alphabetical order bringing together all distributed relatives, and classified catalog can fulfill the functions of a library catalog. So what are the features? The subject catalog, where entries is made under the class number, which represent the subject matter of the books. These are the different features, consist of two part, merely classified part. And the access of the catalog depend upon largely on the soundness of the classification scheme. If you are using not so complex, suppose you are using UDC, Universal Decimal Classification Scheme, and you are following the chain procedure on that, you will be in a problem. So you need to have a classification who are really fulfill the concept of subject heading through a proper chain procedure, where you can find the specific subject. As a classified catalog is based, use some classification scheme, all entries are adding general or specific at all level in this catalog. The shortcoming of the scheme of classification reflect in the catalog when the subject entries are prepared by the chain indexing for the class number of the document. These are the features. These are the advantages of that. Here the advantages: it's easy to handle, it's logical and systematic arrangement, it's close, identify the arrangement between the catalog entries, it discloses the strength and weakness of the library, it is easy to bringing out printed part of the classified catalog. Specific section of the classes of the classified catalog is a large library with a fairly balanced, representative, active collection, can be used as a relative subject bibliographics. These are the disadvantages. It is a classified catalog. The reader has no consult of alphabetical part first, then taking the call number, he has to again go to the classified part. So it's a complex process. The success of the cataloging depends on the classification scheme chosen. So it's again depend upon the choosing of your classification scheme. Revision of classification scheme necessitates revision of the relevant part of the subject catalog. These are the here. If you see the comparison between the dictionary catalog and classified catalog, here are the arrangement on a single alphabetical in a dictionary. It's on basis of the classified part, I mean on the basis of the class number. Here author title, work, same author, edition of the same word, direct different translation of the work, all put together. The alphabetical index get these filiations of author and work. Subject filiations, related subject gets scattered because of the alphabetical arrangement, correct? Here it is combined. Distributed relative. All distributed relatives are collected and brought together. Here, the alphabetical index can perform these functions. In case of new subject, inserted into the catalog without any difficulty, because it has to go with only the alphabetical order. Here it is difficult. Where it will go, if it's a complex subject, then it's really a difficult task. Specific subject may provide direct approach to the user and search under particular subject is not required to know the classification scheme. Here, you need to know the classification scheme. So in case of specific subject, alphabetical are performing better. Classification as a basis, do not need classification in the alphabetical order. But here it is, use of cross-reference. Here you need not to do any kind of cross-reference, but here you can do. Ease of use, simple, it is little complex. International code, difficult to achieve. Here you can do with the classified catalog. Printing cannot be done in print. Printing of subject is possible because you are arranging all that. The subject cataloging is more methodical, more intellectual, more postulate based, where the alphabetical card is more mechanical. It goes one by one. Then compilation of bibliography, it is impossible with the alphabetical. But through classified, it is possible. Strength of collection can be done, can be evaluated through the classified catalog, because the document are being arranged alphabetically, subject-wise. That's why it is easy. Now, alphabetical class catalog. Alphabetical class catalog may be considered as a combinations of the mixture of the best points associated with the dictionary and classified catalog. Here you can see one by one. Alphabetical class, you are classified with the things, and you are arranging in a different order, in an alphabetical order. Here you can see the mnemonics, see philosophy, psychology, memory, mnemonics. What are the advantages of that? In that type of catalog here, there is an attempt to incorporate the advantages of dictionary, dictionary and classified catalog with the, this is basically two, that's why it's a little complex process. Subject heading are complex. So you are always going with the, you have to analyze the title one by one, then you have to create some kind of entries. So